Hey everybody, we're just making sure that this live is working, and I think it is because I just got my own phone notification about it. So, my name is Vanessa Joy, and I'm going to work with you guys on a webinar called 10 Ways to Boost Your Brand and Business. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone here at Adorama who's been working with hashtag Create No Matter What. It's been such an inspiring hashtag to follow. If you're not already following Create No Matter What, please make sure you do. There are so many creatives out there posting things that they're doing at home, you know, ways to stay motivated, whether it's through artwork or through things that they're doing with their kids or routines. So if you're not aware of what Adorama is doing right now, hashtag Create No Matter What, take a look. And there's also a website landing page that they have for it as well. I think I put it in the chat. Not in the chat, in the description. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to lower myself here. And if you can, hi from Switzerland, how you doing? Oh, good, sounds good. We were worried about that. So I'm going to stay down here in the corner. I have for you in the description, this YouTube description down below, I have all of the links for everything that I talk about with you. So you can just right down there, you can find everything that we're going to talk about throughout this entire presentation, including getting all of the slides. So if you're popping on, make sure that you grab that. You can grab that right now if you want to, or you can wait, but I put all the links down there, so they're really, really easy. And I am looking at the chat, hopefully not distracted by the chat because I get very distracted and I just want to talk to all of you. But I do want to get into this 10 ideas to boost your brand and business. So I'm a wedding photographer in the New York and New Jersey area. I also do some headshots, some fashion, and a lot here on Adorama's YouTube channel. Yesterday, actually, 2 videos of mine were released, including the first hashtag Create No Matter What challenge. So make sure you check that out. It's on the Create No Matter What playlist, as well as my Breathe Your Passion playlist. There are going to be a few different videos that we will be playing. Don't worry, this is your first example here. I'm going to play it. You're not going to hear anything, and that's okay. I don't want you to hear it, but there are examples of what we're going to be talking about and different ways of marketing, and some of them are video, but we're not working with audio because I want to talk you through them. I don't want you to just, watch a video. You're already watching a video. You don't need a video inside of a video. But I know that everybody is, kind of freaking out. What are we going to do, COVID-19 and all of that? By all means, please feel free to talk to each other in the chat about that. I want to help us deal with it, but my plan for you today and the whole agenda of what we are doing is finding ways to make use of this time and what we can do. So those are the goals, and this is some of my work. If you've never seen any of my work, this is it right there. But our agenda looks a little something like this. We're going to talk about why you're really failing, potentially now or in general. We're going to talk about those 10 ideas to boost your brand, and then we're going to get into the Create No Matter What challenge. And I have a lot of different goodies for you, so make sure that you aren't missing anything. And like I said below, I know my face is cutting off the slides here. I'll move it so nobody freaks out. But you actually don't need to have the... let me scooch myself over. You don't need to have, look at this here. It's already in the link, clickable in the YouTube description. But this is where you can download all of the slides that I have here. And I don't think I changed anything on you, so that's a good way to start, right? Okay, so let's get moving here. I want to talk about one of my favorite little things that I call excusitis. So this is the severe condition of thinking that you can do nothing about your current situation. Think about, and I know we're all in a horrible situation right now, but think about every story that you've ever heard about a hero. Think about Frodo in the Ring if you want to, it doesn't matter, but think about how each of the characters of any kind of epic story, they were in a horrible situation. And instead of making excuses, they did something about it and they pushed past it. And that's where I want to bring you in this webinar. So what I need for you to do is leave your butts at the door. I'm going to give you 10 different ideas. You know, I'm giving you 10 ideas. I guess they're 10 topics, but there's probably at least 5 homework items in each of them. So you really want to get your pens ready here for this. And we're going to push past and, you know, make our own epic story about this. So we can talk about it later and look back at how we came through this together and, you know, did something about it and didn't let anything else, or we didn't blame anything else for our lack of effort during this time. So, all right, let's keep going here. I think I can just go down. I'll be moving my face around. So this is a good example of what 2020, right, was like. We are all super happy until, you know, everything happened, and now most of us are just quarantined and drinking on the couch. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're doing a little bit more than drinking on the couch, but I get that this is where we are. So I am not negating that. I am absolutely not negating that. That is where we are. However, one of my favorite quotes by Dave Ramsey, work is a surefire money-making scheme. And there, by the way, is work out there, whether you're going to find new types of work to do or you're going to work on your business so you can hit the ground running when we're done. All right. Number 1, we want to work the hard stuff. So this is where, you know, you separate the boys from the men, or however you want to phrase it. This is where we are going to find out who can push past that, because everyone can do the easy work. It's the hard work that makes a difference. So we're starting from 10. Your number 1 task is to look in the mirror. So number 1 task is to look in the mirror. And what does that entail? What does that mean? Well, I want you to take a good hard look at your business, and I want you to ask yourself all of these following things. Look at your body of work. Does it have a cohesive style? If you take a photo and it gets posted somewhere online, do people look at it and go, that's a Seth Miranda, or that's a Vanessa Joy, or that's a Daniel Norton, and Marissa's not even in it, but I just know Daniel took that photo, right? So you want to look at your work and answer, do you have some kind of recognizable style? If the answer is yes, great. Find ways to hone it and display it so that people see that style. If the answer is no, you have a lot of work to do here, because you want to be able to have a cohesive style that people recognize. And this is very hard to look at when you're looking at your own work. So I recommend recruiting other people so that they can give you, you know, their honest opinion. Now, that might be a friend, that might be a complete stranger on the internet, it might be your mother. For me, it's definitely my mother, because she will always tell me everything I'm doing wrong in a loving way, but she really is very good at it. But find other people's opinions. And this goes along with number 2 here. Is your social media validating you? Think about any time that you go to find a different service or something that you're going to do. What do? You could look up the reviews, or if you see the reviews on their website, you're like, that's great, but that's your website. You put those reviews there. So you go to Google and you look at the Google reviews, or you go to social media. Personally, if I'm looking at, let's just say, hiring somebody for marketing, what am I going to do? I'm going to go look at their social media and see, hey, did they have any followers? Did they have good engagement? Or anything else. We look for social media, and by we, I'm actually going to say your clients validate you and determine your level of credibility based on your social media. That happens so often. For better or for worse, we can debate that in the chat, by the way, because I know some people get hired because they have higher social media followings or better social media followings, and you can debate whether that's right or wrong in the chat. But the truth is, clients are looking at your social media. So look at it closely. Is it validating you? Are you showing your skill there? Do you look like somebody who's a hack and just started yesterday? Or do you look like a solid business? How about your website? when is the last time, and you know what, tell me this in the chat. I'm gonna go be distracted and look here. So tell me, when is the last time that you updated your website? I'm waiting for this in the chat. When is the last time that you updated your website? Is it, you update your social media and then you don't even look at your website? Or do you update your website fairly regularly? So I'm really, really curious. Oh, and thank you, Ritesh. I'm going to get all distracted. No, I'm not going to do a Jared impression today. I did not bring my wig. Thank you guys if you left nice comments there, by the way. Look at your website and see how updated it is. While some people may never even go to your website, it is important to have a well-curated, well-displayed front door, and that's exactly what your website does. Another thing to ask yourself, are you the same person everywhere? Oh, look, Mark. Oh, hey, Mark, how you doing? Mark updated his website a month ago, Kenneth 2 weeks ago. You guys are good. That's really, really good, and it could be because we're all, looking at these things. So the fourth point is, are you the same person everywhere? So do you look like the same person on Facebook as you do on Instagram, as you do on LinkedIn? If you were familiar with that Foursquare thing everyone was doing and they were posting their profile picture from Facebook, LinkedIn, Tinder, and something else, Instagram, are you the same on each one? And it doesn't have to be the same picture, but you want it to be the same persona so that you are recognized across all social mediums in your best light. And then finally, are you showing work to attract your clients? Are you putting out there the right kind of work for the clients that you want to get? Now, if you want to know more about that, I highly suggest that you look at Lindsay Adler's webinar that she did just the other day, and she talks more about style and putting yourself out there and creating things so that you attract the right kind of work that you want to do. So these are all the things that you want to look at when you are doing number 10, which is look in the mirror. And Anna, just last week, Tony, 2 weeks ago, regular blogs. Yes, blogs are fantastic. So you guys are actually very good. Good students in the class. Number 9, we're going backwards. Number 9, clean your mouth. And what does that mean? You want to analyze all of the client communications that you have. So perfect them. And what is that? When somebody inquires with you, how do you respond? A lot of us have templates. I personally have templates that I use in a program called 17 Hats. I'll actually pull up one of my emails so you can see what those look like. This is 17 Hats, and it's just an email template. This is not an inquiry that I send, but what I do every month for 6 months before a client's wedding, a couple's wedding, I send them a different email, sort of hand-holding them and walking them along. If you have clients where they book you, I don't know, a month or 2 out, think about the communication that you have from when they book you to when you're actually working with them. You don't want to go silent in the interim. You want to be there for them. They want to feel like you are thinking about them, and you can do that very automatedly. So these are automated emails that go out if you have a client management system. Now it's time to really utilize this. So take a look at the way that you're communicating with all of your clients. For me, I use pre-gig communicating to sort of hint and talk about the things that I want them to do later. It's just marketing, it's introducing it. So this email here, we're a month closer to your wedding. This is an email, it says month 3, so that means 3 months before their wedding. I'm talking about how excited we are for the wedding, and you're gonna have so many beautiful photos. What are you gonna do with them? Are you going to decorate your home with them? Are you going to use them for gifts or holiday gifts? And then I link them to a blog article that talks all about the different types of things that we do, canvases and acrylics, and even if it's littler stuff like something like this. Most of my clients live in Manhattan, which means they have no wall space. So I tend to show them smaller things like this instead of 20 by 30s like that. So just something to consider. When you're looking at all of your client communication, think about how you're marketing to them and how you are making sure that they feel loved and appreciated. You know, maybe you want to start, well, we'll get to that, all of that later. So this CMS, by the way, is 17 hats. I see someone in the chat mentioned Tave. Yes, Tave is fantastic also. Tave is a little bit less user-friendly in my opinion, so a little bit more clunky to get around, but kind of with that comes it being a little bit more robust. By the way, when you see me looking down on the floor over here, that's where my slides actually are, so I can see them. All right, so things to look for in any communication that you have. How often are you communicating with them? How clear and concise are you? Notice that email, I didn't go on and on and on and on. That email is all of, you know, a paragraph and a half, right? Very, very clear and concise. You want that. Make sure that you are marketing to them, or not even marketing. I don't want to make it seem like you want to sell them on things, but you want to handhold the entire user experience. You want to let them know what is available for them. Do you have a drip campaign in place for new leads? That one. Anyone need a tiger? I need a tiger. Don't get me started on Joe Exotic. You know, if you want to, you might as well put stuff like that in your client communication. They want to talk about it too. So it's perfectly on point. I won't pretend like you're not talking about something else entirely, Seth. Anyway, a drip campaign in place for new leads, which is a really, really important one. So if you go to my website right now, again, I'll move my face out of the way. This little pop-up on the right-hand side, that side, over there, is a pop-up, and it just says, do you want to look amazing in your wedding photos? Here's how. Even if I don't photograph your wedding, here's ways you can make sure that you look absolutely amazing. And they fill out their email address, and it leads them to sign up for a sequence of emails. And I want to say maybe there's 7 of them. I'm not entirely sure because you kind of set it and forget it once you do these things. It's super simple to do, and actually if you use these sticky marketing tools, I have templates in there. They're not paid or anything, they're free, they come with it. I don't get bonus points or brownie points or Christmas gifts for this or anything like that. It's just what I actually use. So it sends them an email. I think I have it set to like every other day, so it's not super annoying, but for every other day for, I guess it's 2 weeks or so. And every email is a new tip. So tip 1, make sure, you know, whatever you love about yourself, say it's your eyes, you want to bring that closer to the camera. Anything you want to hide, you bring it away from the camera. So little things like that. I talk to them about how you make sure your chin goes out instead of up or down. Nobody wants either of these, you want out, right? So little things like that, but it just keeps you connected. You're giving free information. They remember who you are because, quite frankly, they might love your work, but there's a bazillion and a half photographers out there, especially if you're in the New York, New Jersey area like I am. They're not going to remember you. They will forget that you existed, even if they adored what you were doing in your photography. Here's the funnier part of it, and you have to tell me in the chat. I want to know this. When you see an ad on social media and you like what you see, have you ever scrolled past and thought, I'll get fed that ad again? Tell me yes or no in the chat. I want, or my clients sometimes want more contact because they're too busy even the first time that they've contacted me. So drip campaigns are a really, really easy way to do that. And again, it's through sticky emails. I also have it up here. If you go to my Instagram, just at Vanessa Joy, and you go to my link, it's actually a link tree, so a whole bunch of links in there, and that pop-up actually pops up right there as well. So if you go to that, by the way, for you photographers out there, there's a ton of free education in there. So if you want to check out my Instagram, there's a lot there. R. Tyler says yes all the time, but then it does not come back. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't come back. It depends how people have their ads set up, right? So I'm glad I'm not the only one that kind of has that in the back of their head. So give them somewhere to go. And Tony said, I had to hunt for an ad once that I saw and I needed again. It took forever. Austin says, it didn't come back. Had that experience lately looking back for an ad. I highly recommend you save your ads if you like them. I'm pretty sure you can do that bookmark button on Instagram. But anyway, the point is, yes, we do. And your clients probably do the same thing. So having a nice drip campaign is a great way to make sure that you stay in contact with them. And it certainly costs a lot less than retargeting and Facebook ads, and it's a lot less complicated. All right, moving on. Just moving myself around here. Get a date. All right. Yeah, you guys are all gonna have to go out there and get some dates. So here's what I want you to do. I understand we are not actually going out on physical dates, and the idea of trying to network with other people that may or may not lead to jobs is not gonna happen over a cup of coffee right now. However, I want you to find better solutions for this than, I can't do it. So, number one, you're gonna make a list. You're gonna make a list of all of the people that you wanna connect with, and try to not have it be complete strangers, because complete strangers it's just like cold calling, but maybe it's a friend of a friend, or you ask for introductions, or whatever it is. Make a list. I have a master list of wedding professionals that I either have a relationship with and then I have all their information there, or I want a relationship with or a better relationship with. So make a list, number one. Number two, send DMs or emails, whichever one it is, and send a ton of them. And, don't send the ones where it's like, I mean, you could, I guess. It depends on your relationship with them, but try not to do, let's sit down over a virtual cup of coffee and see how we can collaborate together. No. Right now, people are freaking out, especially if you're in the wedding profession. Oh my gosh, it's literally illegal to have a wedding. So we're having a real grand old time trying to postpone everyone's weddings. But try to do it in a way that's just human, right? Connect with them, because ultimately, you just want to connect with people. You as a human being, you and your friends, you and the people that you work with, you just want to work with people that you like, right? So you're attempting, when you're networking, I always look at it as you're just trying to find like me, my other me's, my people, like the ones that are as weird as me, or, love the same things about photography or hate the same things about weddings. Doesn't matter what it is. That's your real ultimate goal in networking. And then you're gonna make dates. Now, you could do little Zoom dates, you could get-togethers. I actually recommend, if you have a lot of vendors maybe, or networking colleagues that you don't really talk about, make a Zoom date. Everybody's doing that now with, girlfriends or guy friends. Why not do it with a bunch of your own industry professionals? Another thing you could do, you can have a house party. I don't know if you guys have heard of this app, but it is so much fun. And now, more than ever, we need stuff like this. So try this. I want you to try this. Off that list of people, find a few of them, maybe some maybe some that you kind of want to bring in a little bit more, and organize a house party. Organize where you can go and, just play games together over video chat. Just make it fun, because ultimately your goal is to just build relationships. So give it a try. I did it the other day. It's a lot of fun. It certainly will give you something to talk about. All right, number 7, direct mail, which, by the way, I have definitely been seeing a lot less of lately. All right, so direct mail, move myself again. All right, these are double-sided flat cards, and I believe Adorama Printique is still printing. I think they're one of the only labs that I'm aware of that's still printing, so you can still make these. These are made in a program called Fundy software. I believe that's in the link in the YouTube description. And this takes a lot of time to do. I pick a wedding, or I shouldn't say pick a wedding. I pick a vendor that I've worked with at least once, hopefully more over the past year or two. And then I look at all the jobs that we've worked at together. And then I take photos from that job that represent their work as well. So let's say if it was a florist, I would be taking a whole bunch of floral decorations, bouquets, reception tables, and I plop them onto a double-sided card. Now, you could mail this out to a bunch of different people, but for this one, I actually sent it to them just as a little gift. And who's not going to appreciate a little gift right now? They might sanitize it first, but at least they'll appreciate something. And I just send it as a little gift, and they will end up sending these to all of their clients, because who's not going to use a business card that's essentially with all of their work on it, their contact information, and then it does have mine on it as well. These get received so well, and it's definitely a project that you can do now that you probably wouldn't do any other time. So I use these in addition to magazines. So magazines I have designed in Fundy as well. It's not difficult. It is extremely easy. And you are able to create however large you want. I personally have a digital version that I have on my website, and my clients can download it. I also email it to them, and I am sending them out to key people in my industry that hopefully I want them to see my work. Yes, it's a little bit expensive to print. I printed 100 of them. So it is a little bit expensive to print, but it's definitely worth it, and it's definitely worth it to get your work in the hands of other people. So this is what I have. These are kind of like the spreads. I didn't put them all in here. I just wanted to show you. It's very basic, but I also put in a bunch of testimonials, not just from my clients, but from colleagues in the industry. So lots of time to gather all this information, put together a magazine for yourself. Even if you just have it digitally and you can hand it out and DM it to people, email it to people, it's a beautiful piece that you're going to have that represents your work and who you are as a photographer or a creative. And you can download this, by the way, if you would like. That is one of the things that's in the description in below. Feel free to just steal my wording. I really don't care. It doesn't really matter to me. I know for a lot of us professionals, it's really hard to write, so you are more than welcome to steal my wording. Please don't steal my clients' testimonials, though. Those are not up for grabs. Okay, number 6, create content. So I know that we normally do this, and thinking about creating content is like, great, that's nice. I can't go shoot anything, but not that kind of content. Here's the kind of content that I want you to think about creating. I want you to think about creating videos, blogs, and getting your content out there by working your PR angle. So make videos with your work and then create blogs. So this is a video. I'll just pull my face down again. So on the right-hand side, this is a blog that I have that's pretty much the same thing that I have in this video. So there's a video version that you can do for it, and that's great for, Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and, all social media. It's also great to embed into your blog. And then if you have something like this that's content marketing based, then, ship it off to someone else that would potentially publish it for you within your industry. So these are examples of content marketing. So basically listicles or information that your clients would find interesting. It is not necessarily content that is your work. Your work is just supportive of it. So like my photos are in there. But let's see, what was this one about? I didn't read it as it actually went. Obviously the one that's a blog here. Oh, how to have fun at a wedding. So I think I mentioned photos at the end of it, but I'm just talking about different parts of a wedding. So let me go through some of the other ones, the other examples that I have here. This is another one that's just a generic promo. So now's a great time to make a generic promo piece for yourself. It's really easy to make. If you're not familiar with Final Cut or Premiere, then you can just use this as Animoto. I've used Animoto or iMovie. I do have a link for you in the description for Animoto where you can actually see all of these videos. So I'm kind of talking over them. Yes, there's audio on them, but we're not using that for the purpose now. You can also create videos for client communication because Lord knows they don't read. Oops, I fell asleep. I came back. Lord knows that they don't read anything you write sometimes. So I find that giving them something to written, giving something to read, as well as creating a video to explain the exact same thing is very, very effective. And then I get much less emails about, wait, what am I supposed to do next? When do I get my pictures? What do I do? And how do I get my album? And then another one that you might consider are tips and tricks. So again, these are all just different videos that I want to give you ideas for, and these are mostly videos because I tend to make a lot, but also you can do the exact same thing for blogs and PR and offer to write to other places. So this was all about skincare, whatever works. Whatever you think your clients will be interested in, that is your goal. All right, so like I mentioned, if you want to see all these videos, I have a link in the YouTube description. You can do your homework, steal my ideas. Feel free to steal my actual words again off the video. Doesn't matter to me. I don't think anybody is comparing videos. So go ahead and do that. And just some ideas to post your content. So you can put on social media, blogs, you can start your own YouTube channel, and then of course you can create all this content and don't think you have to push it out like right away. Everyone is doing that right now. I've never seen so many people go live in my life on Instagram. All my stories is just like live, and that's fine. But when all this is over, you don't want to drop off the face of the earth. So schedule this stuff out. Create all that content right now, but then schedule it so that you might create all your social media and be done with it for the entire year. Think of how freeing that would be. Oh, thank you so much, Ed. I'm glad this is your first time here and you're liking it. And I did want to encourage you that I know I say social media a lot and it's a great place for you to go. And you're probably thinking in your head, yeah, Vanessa, that's really nice, but you have X amount of followers and I don't. It's not about that. It is not about follower count. This woman, she rents props and like table settings and things like that. And she told me that she gets 75% of her inquiries through Instagram, and she only has 400 some odd followers. It's not about how many followers you have, it's about what you're putting on there and how you're engaging. So I just wanted to really encourage you with that. Okay. Number 5, work in, not on. And this is the one thing you've probably heard 100,000 times lately. I'm getting dark. I'm gonna brighten my exposure. By the way, thanks to Seth for teaching me how to use a cam link to get my Canon EOS R to do a display here instead of just a webcam. So, yay. Okay, so you've probably heard this 100,000 times where, oh great, now's the time to work on your business. You never have time to work on your business. So that's obviously going to be something that I'm going to talk about. But here's the thing. Most of you probably were thinking, I'm going to go look at this webinar that Vanessa's giving, that Adorama is doing, and I'm going to think about, they're going to tell me how to get all my clients and how to get my first clients. Here's what I want to tell you. Marketing is worthless if you don't have the infrastructure and the workflow in place to create happy clients. And not just happy clients, like stellar, holy crap, that was the best experience I've ever had, I have to tell everyone about it type of clients. Because all you're doing is spending all of your time and money to get people to come in and leave you bad reviews or no reviews at all. So marketing is 100% worthless until you have that workflow in place where it's seamless. There's no hiccups. Everything you do is convenient. So I want you to take a look at what you're doing within your business. Look at that umbrella picture overall versus, we get stuck working in it. We do that busy procrastination thing, right? Oh, I can't work on that because I'm too busy with XYZ, or I spend time putting out fires all the time. And I get that, and we do. But, DaVinci Resolve we're talking about? I get very, very distracted. I probably shouldn't even have the chat up here. Hey guys, hey. James, yes, DaVinci Resolve is pretty awesome. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to look at your overall business and make a list. Make a list of all of the things that you need to be working on that you typically don't, that you typically push to the side. Maybe you don't want to do it. Maybe you don't want to deal with it. Whatever it is, think about that. And let's go down. Okay, number 4. I need you to help someone. All right? Because I'm in the New York, New Jersey area, I very much remember 9/11. But the thing I remember about it the most, and that I choose to remember about it the most anyway, is that it's what happened afterwards. The during was tragic, the immediate, after was tragic, but then you saw everyone rise up together. And anyone would help their neighbor and the person next to them. And police were turning people away at the New Jersey-New York border because we were just trying to get in there and, give supplies, give water to everyone who was helping at Ground Zero. Please help me make that good happen now instead of later. Why wait to start the good? And I want you to think of maybe one person that you can help, because I decided to help in a way that I can. I'm giving away one of my social media courses for free. There is a link to that in the YouTube description. My goal is to give away $1 million worth of these courses. I don't think I'm going to get there, but over 2,000 people have gotten the course for free. So I get the opportunity to do this in the big way. However, you could probably do this just by, helping one other photographer or one other person in your industry, or better yet, find somebody that you can help where you get nothing out of it. It's going to not only be fulfilling to you because, what they say, there is no selfless deed because you're always happy and you feel good about it, but you're going to lift everyone up around you. So if you don't do anything else out of this entire webinar, where I've given you more to do and your hand probably hurts from writing it down, please find a way to help someone. Put stars next to this in your notes. It is so powerful when you take your mind away from yourself and you put it on someone else. A lot of us are dealing with, feeling down and depression and everything like that. But you can very easily change that by concentrating your efforts outside of yourself. So please do that. You're going to see not only a great difference in helping others, but you'll see a difference in you. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Okay, number 3, get your learn on, which is what you all are doing right now. So think about all of those courses that you bought and you never watched. Think about all of the YouTube videos that you could be catching up on and learning. But here's the thing. I don't want you to just binge watch it like you binge watched The Tiger King. I want you to look at something, and then I want you to actually do it. And we'll get to my create no matter what thing in a second. This is something that I recently pushed myself to do. This is like the first time I ever showed this photo, so I'm going to show it right now. As most of you probably know, Seth is the ghosting king, and I definitely am not the queen of it at all. But I wanted to push myself creatively to do things that I just normally wouldn't do. So this is an example of it. And I want to encourage you to take this time to learn things that are way outside of your bubble, way outside of your wheelhouse, because that's the only way that we grow. And this quote by Frank is one of my favorites. He says, if you don't make mistakes, then you're not working on hard enough problems. And that is a big mistake. So, one second. So I do encourage you to get your learn on and to find ways to just try something new. Try something new. I guess I'll mention here, I might mention it afterwards, but if you take a look at the create no matter what hashtag create no matter what playlist here on Adorama's YouTube channel, my video is the challenge that's out there right now. So you can take a look there. We'll talk about it more in a second that we'll be able to do. Oh, good. See, actually, Jewel, I'm totally mispronouncing your name. I apologize. I'm so happy you did the double exposure. So a lot of you have been looking at that. It was definitely a lot of fun for me to shoot. To be very honest with you, shooting that video, I was in such a slump. I didn't want to do anything. And then making myself, because I had a job to do, forcing myself to sit there and be creative and just shoot and do something, you can hear it in my voice. When I first started out, I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then at the first double exposure, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Oh, hey, Skyo. Psychopath, that's right. I always want to call you Skyo. Okay. Number 2 is put you first. So it can be very easy for us to concentrate on our businesses and we forget to concentrate on ourselves. But when you better you, your business will thrive. So think of all of the things that can benefit you. Yes, I was so grumpy and then I was like, yay. You know, right now, and I think the first week of everybody's, quarantine, if you're in one of the places that kind of has that stay in shelter in place, looks a little bit like this, right? Like this, there it is. Backwards, all right? And we just sat there and we ate our bonbons and drank our wine. And I think that's good for the soul, right? Every once in a while, that's a good thing to do. You gotta just, let go of the guilt and do that. But after that, I want to make sure that you're putting yourself first and kind of deepening that. So from here are some suggestions. Oh, sorry about that. Thought it was on. There we go. Here are some suggestions for you. You can all groan at the first one, but exercise is scientifically proven to be one of the ways that lift you up, that motivate you, that boost you. I get so many ideas while I'm exercising, and I just think it's because all the extra blood flow to my brain or all around. Spend time reading, spend time, family time, personal projects, even if they're nothing to do with photography or whatever your creative field is. Maybe it's personal projects like I'm finally gonna paint my wall. If you're looking on TikTok right now, there is a trend of painting your wall with like this graphic design. It's a lot of fun. If you go on TikTok and just start looking, you'll probably find it. And meditation, whatever that is for you. So I encourage you in all of this, and I know I'm giving you a ton of business advice and all of those things, but make sure that you are also conditioning yourself to do these other things, because now is a really good time to create good habits and notice the benefits from them. And those will carry on later throughout our business when all of this insanity is hopefully done. Okay, let's move on. We are almost through. All right, number 1, create no matter what. So if you are familiar with what Adorama is doing right now, we've got the hashtag create no matter what, and it corresponds with a website here. So I have that website link in the description below. You don't have to copy it here. But create no matter what, keeping the creativity flowing at home. At Adorama, we're doing our very, very best to keep you motivated and to keep teaching you, even though we are limited by our circumstances, just like you might be. But check out this website in addition to what we have going on here. There's, you scroll down, this is just the beginning. There's a lot of resources and blog articles and all sectioned off according to your trade. So photo, video, audio. I think gaming is on there as well, whatever it is. So take a look at that website, but also you want to take a look at Adorama TV's playlist here. So if you go to just Adorama, which you're all looking at, there's a new playlist, hashtag create no matter what, and that's where you're going to see the video that I have for you on there right now. Now, here's the way this is going to work from what we last discussed. Once a week, we're posting a video. One of the Adorama TV hosts, I got to be first, we're posting a video and we have some kind of challenge for you in there. So it's a great way to, all of us together do this. So my challenge in there, I originated because I shoot weddings. I like to photograph people. I really have no desire to photograph stuff like this. I mean, I kind of like photograph. If I put a wedding ring in here, I think I'd like photographing this. But I don't really have a desire to do that. But I found a way to sort of still photograph people while not being able to photograph people. So take a look at it. Take a look at the video that I have for you. Now, here's the rest of it. I believe it's every Monday or Tuesday, whatever the 6th is. I think the 6th is, I don't know what the 6th is. Maybe I should actually look at that. Today's the 2nd, so 4 days from now. It should be almost a week after the video is posted. We're going to be going live and looking, potentially, this is the last I heard, but you know, we change things according to what works with you guys. We are going to go live on Adorama's Facebook page and then look at all of your challenges. So look at all of your photos or whatever the challenge was and talk about them and really be there for you. So that's all part of what we're doing here at Adorama in the Create No Matter What challenge. These are my results, my photos that I took just the other day. So you can see I still got to photograph people, kind of, and what I did. Well, I'll let you watch a video and you can see what I did and how you can do it too, most likely. And I will tell you guys here, if you are having any trouble, by the way, I didn't say this in the video, but I'm going to say it now. If you have any trouble getting photos back onto your card in your camera, little trick, put on a macro lens, take a picture of your screen. Just a little trick, just saying. Don't let anything stop you. Just have fun with it, okay? Oh yeah, that's right. Tomorrow, all of the Adorama TV, I think it's all of us, right? All of the Adorama TV hosts are going to be live on Adorama's Facebook page at 1 p.m. So that should be a lot of fun. We don't actually have an agenda for that. We're just gonna hang out. We're just gonna hang out with you guys. Also, Adorama and myself have something fun going on right now. You're going to see my lips move, but you won't be able to see it, but you'll get the idea. We are doing a giveaway right now, giving away the camera that I'm using right now to stream to you guys, the Canon EOS R, a ProPhoto A1X, a copy of Capture One version 20, and a copy of my book. So I've put this link in the description below. I do apologize, it is US only, but that I do apologize. It's a shipping thing, it's a legal thing, but you guys can go ahead and enter that contest. We have a lot of ways for you to do that. It's actually kind of fun, the different ways that you can enter the contest, and hopefully we'll be able to give somebody, well, not hopefully, we are going to give somebody a really great prize package there. So we've got a lot going on, lots and lots of stuff for you. All right, let's scooch it down. The important thing to remember, and where I want to leave you guys, is that we're all in this together. So at Adorama, we are really, really trying our very best to do things that are going to help you and to do things that are just going to motivate you and push you, and we're here for you. We're literally here for you. I think Seth streams like 16 times a day for Adorama at this point. He's going to be the absolute face of Adorama by the time we're all done with this. If you have any questions, now's a really good time to plop them into the chat, because we are going to wrap this up in a very, very little bit. But I certainly hope, and you can let me know, I certainly hope I've given you a lot of different things to do. And all of these things, not only are they going to take up your time and energy and motivate you, hopefully push you and better your business, but it's just going to help you recoup after we've gotten there. So thank you, Mike. Thanks for being there. Yeah, 17.5 times a day Seth goes live at this point. You are just now the official live streamer of Adorama. So we are all here for you and really just trying to do different things. So if you have any ideas, by all means, please, we are all listening to you. We read the comments, for better or for worse. We read the comments. Yeah. Sky, do you like to use light colors in your style of photographs? I like all colors, to be honest. If you go to my Instagram, which I have right up here at Vanessa Joy, I thoroughly just enjoy color, which makes it a little bit hard to have a cohesive style, because if you just photograph all the colors in the world, it doesn't really look like a beautiful rainbow. It kind of looks like unicorn vomit on your social media feeds. So you'll notice that I block post. So right now we're in like green. Before that was black and white. Before that was a bunch of blues. So I don't necessarily use light colors. I just, I'm gonna make myself bigger if you don't mind, since I'm just talking to you guys now. I don't necessarily use light colors. I'm photographing what's there, and then I process it very minimally. So I try not to process too much, just to show what's actually there. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for being here. Jerry, thanks for being here. And you love that skin tone with the black and white. Yeah, I love that black and white. Right now I'm on auto white balance, so if you're talking about this. So this is just, Canon's good with those skin tones. So All right, cool. I will just wait one more second to see if any of you guys have any other questions in the chat. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to take a little sip of my protein shake while I wait for that. It is not the easiest thing in the world to talk for a straight hour in silence in my studio. All right, cool. I know we're on like a 30-second delay or something like that, but hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. If you did get a lot out of this, you know, just leave a comment, share with somebody, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I will see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Adorama's Facebook. All of the Adorama TV hosts, so Seth and Daniel, Gavin, Mark, I'm forgetting who else. I said Gavin, and Kevin. Kevin? Oh man, the audio guy. Oh, I'm the worst. I'm just the worst. Anyway, we'll all be there for you. How come I don't do video? My husband does video, so I don't have to. I know a lot about video. I can do video, but I don't like it. Mainly because most of the time I have to be on sticks, on like a tripod or a monopod, and I'm not a fan of that. Thanks, Andreas. Really appreciate you being here. So I will see everyone tomorrow on Adorama's Facebook at 1 p.m. And thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much.